So this morning, I completed some bounties here in Destiny on Banshee and Misty, my two alternate Titans, that effectively made them, their defender class, powerful enough so I can run the same build across all three Titans in Rage or wherever I feel the need to use defender class. They're not maxed, each is still about a half a bubble away, but the perk that is left over I don't think I've ever used in any practical sense. It'll get there when it gets there. Whenever I finish bounties and turn it in, that'll be that. But I've been really pushing for this particular setup because I want, my agility to be in a certain place. I want my recovery to be in a certain place. I need certain perks on the shield and so forth, and I want it to feel the same across the board. I've got a set of weapons that I really, really like playing, different loadouts for different things. I've got a specific loadout for each phase of each raid. I've got a specific loadout for Crucible that I like. I've got a specific loadout for PvE most of the time, depending upon the planet. And I'm really comfortable with where that is. Newer weapons would be great to have. I'd love to have my hands on Galahorn because it is a very good weapon. It's not the be all end all, as many people would lead you to believe. I think it does kind of help make up for a bad day of aiming, but it's a good weapon. Next Mythical Class, just because I put the hours in, I'd like to have it. Necrocat, because I've definitely put the hours into that and I want to have it. Other than that, I mean, there's really not a lot right now until any additional DLC comes out that I feel that I need, quote unquote, to have my goals achieved. My goal from December when this came out, get the three Titans, get them all equal. Um, and the original goal was just to have them equal skill sets and move the armor around for 32. But then, as much as I've been raiding, now I have three sets of 32 armor, which I can now mix and match to make sure that strength, intellect, and discipline are where they're supposed to be. Just makes for less moving around, um, which is really cool. Um, it's a good feeling to where, in short, I only have to play Destiny if I want to now. There's nothing that I need to do until the new DLC comes out. And when the new DLC comes out, I'll have some more grind. Big deal. Um, I have at least a month, probably closer to two, in order to do that, and that's okay. There are people that like to play Destiny to grind, a couple days a week, get some things done, and then put it down, and they'll play something else. Me, I've been the kind of Destiny player that I want to grind for a long time, and when I'm done, just sit back and stop. Um, and I'm pretty much to that point right now where I'm just going to kind of sit back a little bit. I'll play the raids every week. I'll do, but it'll be for fun. I'm in hopes of getting Vex with the class or Necrochasm or what have you. Um, that's that's one thing. Um, I don't feel that I have to grind anymore for now. So that's what I've been shooting for. The idea that I don't have to remember to switch subclasses when I go bounties. That is so nice to think about. I've been racking myself trying to get those subclasses leveled up, and they're finally where they need to be, and thank Godzilla they are. All my weapons fully upgraded, with the exception of the Word of Crota, which I got yesterday. It'll be leveled up when it's leveled up. It's a great weapon. I'm not a huge hand cannon guy. I'm not in a hurry. The weapons I really want to use, I've got, and they're leveled. I don't have to worry. Um, but that's my end game, to be able to just pick a weapon because I want to use it, to play a level because I want to use it, to use a perk because it's necessary, not because it's all I got, and just to have fun. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun on Destiny, but I have that much more fun when I can just play however I want at any given time. So I'm there right now, and I know that every time the rule set changes with DLC, I'm going to be going through the same process. That is what I signed on for. It's a series of, when you look at endgame content like Destiny, right, and you know it's going to be going on for years. It's like a series. You get to beat the game all over again, in a sense. And that was what I wanted out of this game. I wanted to be able to play something, be familiar with it, pick it up, and every couple months, essentially, quote, beat it, unquote, again and again. So right now, I've beat Destiny for like the second time, although it was possible to beat it 3 times. Meaning, I got to level 20, I beat it, and then I got to level 29, which is as high as I could go without a horrible luck of the draw on armor. Um, but and I didn't get there, but then I got to level 32, so I beat it the third time. So it's kind of like, what's next? And what's next is just sit back, relax, and have fun. So, my friends say, hey, I'm doing this. Can you help out? Yep. Hey, we're doing the raid. Yep. It's 'cause I don't have to. It's me fun. I'm not waiting on something. Are there things I want to get out of those events? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not. I don't have to worry about it at all. I really stressed the raids this week because I put a lot of time into it in a short space of time, and I wanted to just be done with it. And thankfully, I had good parties with me, and I was very lucky. And they're done. Next week, I, if Cook's Coda drops in my first run, as far as I'm concerned, I'll be done with the raid. There's there are weapons I would like to get out of that raid, but I'm not gonna grind every week constantly to get them. If someone comes back and says I got a checkpoint, you in? Sure. All I want, Crooks of Crota and enough shards to level up the final piece of armor I've got for my third character, which isn't even that big a deal. Which, on a single hard mode run, I should get more than enough of what I need. Should. So, here's hoping. Um, that is pretty much it. And even if I don't get either of those things next week, I won't be all that upset. It just means I wait till the next week to do it. Or someone gives me a checkpoint and I do it. Whatever. Not a big deal. That's my end game. My end game is just to have kind of a nonchalant, have fun attitude with the game for as long as I can until the next thing drops. And I've achieved that, and it feels great. What's your end game? Do you play 3 characters the same like I do, or like Grant does? Or do you play all 3 classes? Do you find that you like to focus on one character at a time? Do you find that you want to focus on all 3 at the same time? What for you, when is enough, and then you just kind of sit back and relax playing the game? Or are you always like that, and the benefits are just just kind of a bonus, so to speak? Where do you fit in there? Do you play the raids at all? I know some people don't raid at all, which I don't completely understand from the standpoint of, being the highest level is kind of important, and especially in a raid like Crota's End, where it's relatively easy to get the armor. And by relatively easy, I mean the raid is more consistent than Vault of Glass. It's less random, and you can have a plan, go in and do it. Whereas Vault of Glass is like, here, we're just going to roll the dice every single time you play, and fuck you. Um, I wonder, because everyone wants to do something different. There are people that don't even use PvE at all. Once they got to level 20, they're like, fuck all this shit. And they went into Crucible, and they just started playing. Got their armor, and that's all they do. I'm not that guy, and I probably never will be that guy. I like playing a variety of things. I love the Crucible, and for a while there, that's all I was doing to supplement, the bounties I was doing. And I may do that again. I don't know, but I love the game from all sides. Uh, but part of that, and part of the reason I want to go back to the Crucible is because I've reached my end game. I've reached what I'm looking for. I've got my armor. I've got my weapon sets. I'm happy. So again, what's your end game? How do you play? Tell me in the comments below. Um, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And as always, keep on grinding in Destiny or your game of choice until you get what you want. Cheers.